What's up everyone, I'm Mischief, and today we are talking about the dev live stream, the campfire for 721, the live stream that they had after the disastrous patch the other day. And I'm just going to quickly go over the things that are important to try to keep this video slimmed down as best I can. They acknowledge that the game is no longer fun. Well, it's not fun after the patch. They said they're going to leave builds powerful until compelling alternatives are available. They will no longer get gut builds by making changes without providing alternatives. Compelling alternatives is the word they chose. So they're not going to completely gut a build without buffing other options, is what they're saying they're going to do. They're going to slowly increase things after the total reduction. They are not trying to extend gameplay, they said. But I don't understand how they didn't have the foresight of acknowledging that if they nerfed experience, they were going to extend gameplay. Dungeon leave time. Basically suck it up, bitches. They don't have any information about why. They just said they were very vague about it. So they added dungeon reset. So that was their response. For now on, including the hotfix that will be posted today, 721, this afternoon, they're going to start posting patch notes well before the patches and the hotfixes go up, so that we have time to digest and talk about it. That's what they said. They're planning on adding more things each season, but it seemed like there's just going to be small amounts of things like what they added this season. So don't expect a season with 20 uniques or, 20 aspects. As far as 1.1.1 goes, which is a patch that they're slating is going to come out in 2 weeks, roughly 2 weeks. They said that they're going to have another campfire, whatever, live stream next Friday, and it'll be a few days after that. So 10 to 14 days, 1.1.1 patch will come out. They're going to increase elixir stacks to 99. The respec cost is being reduced by 40%. It sounds like a lot, but honestly, respecking is super expensive, especially at late game. And when they completely destroy builds like they did with this last patch, hopefully you have gold so you can respec. They're going to add additional stash tab, 1 tab. I don't think that's enough, honestly. I think that, I would have been happy if they added 2, but 1, it's not good enough, I don't think. They also noted that some monsters are killing players too often, and this would be like exploding monsters or death effect monsters, chill effects, and charging monsters. They're looking at addressing that. I think they stated they would be making adjustments to this in the 1.1.1, but don't quote me on that. They're also looking at overly challenging affixes for dungeons, chilling. I'm looking at you. But they're looking for right ways to make adjustments, so I wouldn't expect any fixes on that for a while. They noted that they already nerfed some of these monsters, but I don't know. It kind of seemed like they might put it in 1.1.1. It might take them a while. They want to make 50 to 100 more fun and faster, but there's no timeline, perhaps 1.1.1. They're going to focus on Sork and Barb buffs, especially Sorks in 1.1.1, but that's a couple weeks away, so good luck playing on them for the next 2 weeks of the season. And as I stated, the patch is supposed to come up a few days after the next campfire or dev live stream, which will be next Friday. That's 7 days from now. So 10 to 14 days, I'm guessing, for 1.1.1. For the future, they said they are going to drop multiple patches before season 2. So they didn't say, they just said there's going to be quite a few patches before season 2. So expect multiple patches in the next, 88 days, 87 days. They're working on matchmaking and social systems, but there's no timeline. They're looking into ways to help with stashes full of aspects. Like I said, they're adding the 1 stash, but it's not enough. They said they're looking into it because they know that most people have their stashes full of aspects or gear with aspects. Resistances. It will be far-reaching and can have massive effects, so they are taking their time. And to that I say, much like the massive nerfs from 1.1 that have very massive reaching effects, why was that okay? But fixed resistances, it shouldn't take until season 3. Well, the season 2 is when they're gonna start addressing it or working on it. They want to add more options to modify and craft gear. Item rerolls. This is a question. I don't know. It made it sound like they're gonna The question was, hey, can I reroll multiple slots and stuff? They made it sound like they're going to add more options, but there was no timeline. They were very vague about it. Minion builds. There is room for improvement, they stated, but no timeline. Loot tables and loot goblins. That's specifically a question about the loot tables for loot goblins. They're looking at increasing the loot tables for goblins, I think, as soon as 1.1.1. And they mentioned D3 and how it had like 10 to 14 different goblin types, and they would like to add many more goblin types, but no timeline for that. They're just going to be buffing the legendary drop chance for treasure goblins, and I think that comes in 1.1.1. They never plan on doing another terrible patch like 1.1. They said that they're not going to do this again. They're going to work on things. They're going to try to get community feedback. They're going to try to slowly nerf things, but they're also going to try to slowly buff things. They just said that they're not ever going to do a patch this bad again. They addressed it was bad. They're not reverting the changes as far as I can tell. We'll have to see what the hotfix today and then the coming patches in the next few weeks. They also had little details on what the next handful of patches before Season 2 entails. So I guess, I don't know. As far as XP goes, they're looking at making changes to Tier 4 XP gain and looking to add more stuff to World Tier 4. They address the lack of content and they want to add things in Season 2. But they didn't really explain when they were going to work on the XP readjustment rates. So I don't know when that's coming. Loot drops and target farming. Someone asked a question about this. They want to reduce comparing items difficulty in the UI. And they mentioned loot filters briefly, like just at a glance for 2 seconds, they said the word loot filters. So they know we want it. They want to improve the ancestral tier. I don't know what that means. I was trying to write notes as quickly as I could. And plans for Season 2 to add more content for target farming items and aspects, but they were extremely vague about that. Loadouts, no timeline. They know we want it. They're working on it. Apparently the UI team is ecstatic about working on it, but timelines don't have loadouts don't have a timeline as of now. Crowd control. They understand it's a problem, and they implied that mob density is what was making it difficult for them to fix the extreme crowd controlling. Sort of like, oh, you want more mob density, but that makes it harder for us to, work on crowd control. They're planning on addressing CCing, but they didn't have any major details of when. Uber uniques. They're going to, hopefully in the future, they said they will slowly increase the how common Uber uniques are. But they said they like them being like that because it's a huge power spike and no build needs them, but it's just a huge power spike. It's kind of annoying for them to have an item that like 10 people in the world will ever have or get to experience in the game. Like, just make it a little bit more common. And I'm talking about a little bit more than you're planning on making it. Like, leaderboards. Season 3, maybe. They also want to add additional content to be included with leaderboards for judging yourself against other people. I don't know what that means. Maybe I missed it while I was taking notes, but Season 3 is what they're saying. Well, that's everything that they talked about. I guess we'll find out when the hotfix comes out later today. That is 7/21. I guess we'll see in the next coming weeks throughout Season 1. They said they're supposed to add a bunch of new patches and hotfixes, so I don't know. I've been playing the game. It's not that bad. I've been having some fun. It's just I'm super squishy, and leveling up is a severe pain in my ass now. Other than that, it's fine. The Malignant Hearts, they said that they're generally happy with them, but I'm finding the Malignant Hearts to be underwhelming. They're a little lackluster. Of course, half of them I can't reach until I get to the higher difficulties, so we'll see then. So that's all I got today. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. That all means a lot to me, and I will see you guys in the next video. Hasta luego.